foods or all foods is in the same, goes to the same pleasure center as like sex and stuff.
Right.
You know,
And
like
what
some
happened?
people
Right.
eat instead of, you
Right.
know, everyone has their own.
Sure. Yeah, look what 7 years of celibacy did to me. Blew me right up. You know, I think that's part of it too, definitely. I mean, you can't rule it out, but what I can say is I was more workaholic at the time. I would work 14, 15, 16, 17 hours and not take a break. You know, I'd
Well,
eat
you're
a little
not
bit.
eating a lot when you're,
Right.
you know, it's not like you can really eat and do this.
And then gobble. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, I'm starting. And next thing you know, boom, you put on 40 pounds, man. So I don't mind rearranging it. It's kind of funny to have a chest and arms. What's really funny is to be in a dress, and if somebody wants to arm wrestle, I can kick their ass at it. Oops, I win. Let the lady win. Well, it's true, you know. Get the door for me while you're at it, you son of a bitch. I mean, thank you. You know, you can stand there and be in your little blonde wig and lipstick and be like, excuse me, pardon me. Finally, you're just like, I said get the fuck out of my way, you know. And then they move. Yeah, then they move, you know. And it's serious, I've done it, so. Is this the girls' room or the boys' room? This skirt's a little tight, you know. I don't know. I think what's really interesting though is when you have to deal with food every single day. But then I started researching what's in the food and the type of food that you eat, and then once you get in there, there's, you know, addictive combinations of fat and sugar and caffeine and blah 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 blah. And where do we go to eat? You know, I've been packing my lunch with me, and if I eat something, I eat a salad or the turkey burger from the place next door. That's if I, you know what I mean. And the other day, Dina's client and they both looked at me and they said, "You're losing that little basketball belly. You're looking good." I'm like, I wasn't always fat. Shit. Yeah, I was born fat. You know, my poor mother not only had to push my head and shoulders through there, but she had to push my 40-pound gut through there too. You know, I mean, Jesus Christ. The other thing is environmental. I mean, activity level's huge. Just increasing my activity, I mean, it's awesome. I can't tell you how much overall, I mean, there's a lot of better feeling, you know, feels better. The last thing you want is me to talk more of it. My God, I have better endurance.
That's good. I like talkers.
Yeah, it's fun to talk. I think the other thing that is really interesting is you realize how to shop for your food. Like if you're in a hurry, don't go shopping, that sucks.
Yeah.
And then what to buy and where to buy it, because processed food, it has so much sugar in the back of it. Now that I'm living with a diabetic, and you start looking at the carbohydrates and the sugars in it, and if it's over so many grams of sugar, your body will turn it into fat. People don't realize that. For each gram of sugar, I love the nutritionists. For 5 grams of sugar, you get 1 gram of fat.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So you have to be careful with how sweet stuff is. So drink pop, blow up, you know, if it's all sugar, all corn syrup. Or eat a bunch of candy, eat a bunch of crap, eat a bunch of quickie sugary foods, or eat a whole bunch of potato chips or whatever. But the other thing I've learned with Shane's heart doctor is the thing about fried food is that all of it goes from being whatever the core of it was. If it was meat, if it was a vegetable or whatever, it turns into a fat. So you're thinking I'm eating fried meat. No, you're eating fat because it absorbs the grease.
Right.
You know, so you're eating potatoes. Nope, you're eating fat. You're eating fried vegetables, stir fried, fat. You turn broccoli into fat.
Right.
You know, so that was like, wow. Like I didn't, gosh, it's like first grade health class all over again, you know. You start learning that the way you're preparing your food changes, not just the, you know, blah, 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 you're turning it into fats.
Right.
So we're thinking we're eating fairly decent, and you're not. You're eating everything on your plate turned into fat. You had too much starch, turned all into fat because it was sugar
How
and
much
fat.
starch do diabetics suppose it depends on what you weigh, how much you can have, or how big you are, huh?
It's all about the carbohydrates. So it depends on the meal. In our household, the snack can be 25 grams of carbohydrate, and the main meal is 50 grams of carbohydrate. And let me tell you something, if everybody in the household eats like that, everybody loses weight. Because you start measuring stuff out like you were talking.
Because vegetables are carbohydrates too. Do you have to count them as carbohydrates?
The
Or do you get to count
vegetables-
Vegetables,
You just have to pay attention to the amount of carbohydrate, yes.
yeah, so you do have.
But you can eat all the protein you want.
Yeah,
Because protein is better, but you have to be careful on where you're getting your protein.
right,
You know, is it fatty meat? Is it
right,
It's a pain in the ass?
yeah.
But at the same time, everybody starts getting skinny and feeling better. Everybody has more energy. The 7-year-old doesn't get as sick, or if anybody gets sick, they don't stay sick as long because their whole systems aren't burdened. You know
That's interesting.
what?
Oh, I think that my ex-husband, he has been really sick,
Been eating like shit?
really sick. But I think maybe he does. They were asking the doctor, like, why, when he gets like if somebody has a cold at their house and he gets it, he is just on his deathbed with it.
Right, but what does
You
he
know, maybe
eat?
he doesn't eat very well.
There you
You
go.
know, maybe there's.
If your
something to that.
immune system
I don't really
is-
know how he eats now. You know, when we were married and we were younger, I mean, he loved junk food.
Sure.
Loved junk food.
But what is your body doing with junk food? It's detoxing it out all the time. I never realized that until I
Never
become an
thought about that.
esthetician.
Yeah.
Because your skin is always so broke out or such a mess, right? And people are always putting all this stuff on their face trying to make it smooth and pretty and blah, 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 blah. But what everybody's missing is they're eating crap, and your skin is your body's detoxification and immune system.
Yeah.
Skin is your first line of defense in a lot of stuff. And when you are breaking out, it's telling you that your system's overloaded.
Yeah, there's a problem. Huh. Kind of interesting. I like.
I just like to, okay, I want to eat poison, and that's fine, all right, give me some. Or, oh wait, I can take better care of myself. Oopsie poo,
Yeah.
And you feel stupid because you're the one who bought it, you're the one who put it in your face.
Right.
All because I'm too tired to do it. I don't want to, it takes effort.
We've been eating these smoothies.
Yum.
So.
What are they made out of?
Well, they sound kind of gross and they look a little bit gross, but they taste good. So we take an apple, and it doesn't matter if it's like a wrinkly apple or it doesn't make any difference.
Right.
So you just chop up this apple, and we chop it up, seeds and all, not the stem, obviously.
Throw it in there.
And then you put that in there, and then you put in like 4 ounces of yogurt,
Yum.
like any flavor of yogurt that you
Sure.
want. And then you put in like a tablespoon, or I just take a lime, like a half lime, because I bought a whole bag at Costco.
Right.
So I just take a half lime and I just squeeze that in there. And then we put in like 2 or 3 cups of spinach leaves, fresh
That
spinach.
sounds good.
And then you just blend it up. It's really good.
You have that with your Kentucky Fried Chicken?
Yeah. Tomorrow I'm having that because I had Kentucky Fried Chicken today.
That a girl.
I tell you, it's pretty tasty. And what I just bought yesterday, I haven't tried it in there yet, is, I tried in some vanilla protein powder, but there was like too many flavors going on. It was nasty.
Yeah, I hate that
But
too.
I bought some unflavored protein powder,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm going to put a scoop in that, and then it will be like a whole meal.
Exactly.
Although, I have to admit, once you get it drained, you're still kind of hungry.
Well, you're kind of hungry because it takes 20 minutes for your body to register the endorphins in your stomach that it's full.
Yeah.
That was the one thing that they taught.
I think my timer doesn't work so good. I think my timer takes longer than that.
Could be burnt out.
Yeah.
Too many yucky foods.
Or maybe I don't have any of those endorphins.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Enzymes,
There's
honey.
that.
Yeah, get it all in there.
there's that too. But you should try it sometime.
I will.
And then, actually, we put in like 6 ice cubes.
Yeah, yum.
'Cause
Yes.
then it's got a little bit of texture
Yes,
to it.
yes, and it's cool.
Yeah,
It's good.
it's
Tastes
good.
like a milkshake.
Yeah.
We used to
Only-
make them all the time.
It is bright green.
Yum.
It is green as grass.
Yeah.
So it looks a little bit scary.
That doesn't bother me.
My daughter, she has a little texture problem, so she hates hers. She chewed hers.
Right.
I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Mom, it's just not blended that good. It's like, yes, it is.
Some people have an issue with texture.
She did. She was like, chew it. Everybody. Chew, chew, chew. She's funny. You should try it. And it's a good way to get, if you don't really like vegetables, it's a good way to get your vegetables in.
Yeah. Well, and all the fiber,
And if
because
you
you
don't
threw
really
it all.
like yogurt, it's a good way to get yogurt in.
I love yogurt. There's never a problem. I eat plain old yogurt. No one else in my house eats yogurt the way I do, because I figured by the time I was so out of shape, my stomach wasn't working, and I wasn't eating anything healthy, and I needed the bacteria in my stomach to get it working again.
Yeah.
Besides probiotics, I mean, yum-y. And yogurt, plain old yogurt.
Greek yogurt?
Yep.
Is that what you're buying?
Yep. No fat, Greek yogurt.
Yeah, it's probably for this.
Everybody tastes it and they're like, Dad, how can you eat this shit? You know, I'm like, well, I don't have a basketball around my middle now. I only have a volleyball.
Beautiful.